Now students, I have already told you about the concept of method of superposition, right? Now the next method is the S-curve method, right? Now first of all, why S-curve method is used? So when we discussed about the method of superposition, if you remember, in method of superposition, now if you remember, let us say a dr unit hydrograph has been given to us, right? And we have to determine an m into d unit hydrograph where m is an integer, a positive integer. For example, a 4-hour unit hydrograph has been given and we need to determine 8 hours or 12 hours or 16 hours and so on. At that time, we can apply the method of superposition. How? So 4 hours plus 4 hours plus 4 hours plus 4 hours, combining everyone and delaying the values by that particular time interval, you can get the value. But again, we will be getting a DRH, direct run of hydrograph. For that, we have to divide it with the rainfall intensity or excess rainfall to get the unit hydrograph. So this is clear now, right? Now let's come to the another method, that is the S-curve method. So why it is used? Now when you have to form a MD hydrograph from a DR unit hydrograph, but M is not an integer, M is a fraction, you can say fraction. Then what we have to do? Then we have to use the S-curve method of them because method of superposition will not be applicable, right? It is not an integer, right? It is not an integer or it is not a whole number multiplication of that. Right? Now, for example, let us say that it is like this. Let us say that you have been given a 6 hour unit, let's say 3 hours. You have been given a 3-hour unit hydrograph and you need to determine, let us say 5 hours unit hydrograph. 5 hours unit hydrograph. So what will you do? You cannot use the method of superposition because in superposition there should be equal interval. So 3 hours and plus 3 hours. You can determine 6 hours unit hydrograph, but you will not be able to determine 5 hours unit hydrograph. Clear? So at that time we will be using the S-curve concept, right? Now what is S-curve concept and what is the method, what is the benefit of S-curve is that by using S-curve technique you can also determine the unit hydrograph without even the use of the method of superposition. It means that the S-curve technique is used for determination of hydrographs of an integer time interval also and as well as a fraction time interval also, right? So it means that the S-curve is a universal method. S-curve is a universal method. Universal method. It means that in S-curve you can determine a MD hydrograph where M can be an integer, or M can be a fraction. M can be a fraction. So for both the cases you can determine the unit hydrograph with the help of S-curve technique. Okay? Now what is S-curve technique? So before understanding the S-curve technique, now let us first of all, I would like to tell you the assumptions of the S-curve, right? How S-curve has been, you can say, made, right? So first of all, there are a few assumptions of S-curve. Now let me tell you about the assumptions, right? When S-curve is valid, right? S-curve is only valid when you have these cases. Now let me write down the cases. Yes. So S-curve can be formed when the first assumption is rainfall is constant. Rainfall intensity is constant. Rainfall intensity is constant. Clear? The second is it is a uniform rainfall. Uniform rainfall. Rainfall over the catchment. Over the catchment. And the third very important assumption in S-curve is that S-curve can be formed when you assume that the particular rain intensity is happening over a particular catchment area for infinite time of interval, right? It means that rainfall rainfall occurring for T is equals to infinite hours. It means that it is continuously happening for 1 day, for 2 days, for 3 days. You don't even know, right? So then only you can form an S curve. Okay? Now let me make you understand how the S curve is formed. Now let us say that I have given you a unit hydrograph. Let us say I have given you a unit hydrograph Q versus time of a dr duration. Of a dr duration, this is 1 centimeter, right? This is the unit hydrograph. Okay? Now, if this rainfall, again I am repeating, if this rainfall is occurring for a period of T is equals to infinite, for a lot of time interval, right? So what I can do is that for 5 hours, for 6 hours, for 7 hours, or for infinite number of hours, now I will be adding a lot of, you can say, the unit hydrograph. Let us say this is your big graph. So this was the unit hydrograph for this R duration, for dr duration 1 centimeter. Then again you have one more, you can say, so delayed by drs, right? Then again you have a hydrograph, again delayed by drs, again you have a hydrograph, drs, again you have drs, again you have drs. So infinite number of time intervals. So what will be happening after drs? Again a hydrograph, after drs again a hydrograph, after drs again a hydrograph, and so on. So if you superimpose all these hydrographs, again I'm repeating, if you superimpose all these hydrographs, so you will be getting a curve like this. You will be getting a curve like this. Okay? And this is known as S curve. Okay? If the time interval was not infinite, what we would have got? You would have got it like this. But now, as the time interval is infinite, it is going like this for infinite number of time. So it will be a straight line after some time. Okay? Now, let me prove this, that after a particular time interval, you will get a constant discharge. Let me prove this with the help of the method of superposition itself. With the method of superposition, let me prove it, right? Method of superposition. Let me prove this also. But first of all, before proving that, this discharge which is constant after a long period of time is known as maximum discharge, Q max, or it is also known as equilibrium discharge. It is also known as equilibrium. It is also known as equilibrium discharge. Both are the same thing. So maximum discharge or the equilibrium discharge, both are the same. Okay? Now one more thing before explaining you with the help of method of superposition. Now you will understand it very nicely, right? When I will prove it with the method of superposition, you can understand it very easily, right? But now for the time being, Q max or Q equilibrium, right? Now let me use another marker. In GATE examination, many questions are asked based on Q max or Q equilibrium. For example, a catchment area is given to you, a particular catchment area is given, and you have been given, let us say, time period, intensity of rainfall is also given, or the duration of rainfall is given, and you need to determine the Q max or Q equilibrium. So how to determine it, right? So first of all, this unit hydrograph has a duration of drs. Remember, right? So duration, now unit hydrograph duration is drs. For how much centimeter? For 1 centimeter, we have drs of duration. Okay? And I told you when I explained the unit hydrograph, if you have a drs of unit hydrograph, and from that you need to determine the rainfall intensity. So how to determine the rainfall intensity? It is very simple. So rainfall intensity I in centimeters per hour is given by 1 by d. Simple. Just compare the units, you will get it. Centimeters per hour, or 1 upon d will be the correct answer, will be the intensity of that particular rainfall. Clear? What is the unit? Unit is centimeters per hour. Now you tell me, what is the unit of discharge? You tell me. It is Q max, meter cube per second, or it can be meter cube per minute. So volume divided by time is the unit of, you can say, discharge. So what will happen is that if I multiply your intensity with the area, because the unit of area is either kilometer square or meter square or hectare, so whatever, So if you multiply it with the area, so you will be getting discharge Q max. So Q max is actually equal to A upon D. A upon D, right? Generally in examinations, A is given to you in kilometer square, right? And D is given to you in hours. So let me write it here. If A is given to you in kilometer square and D is given to you in hours, and you need to determine Q max or Q equilibrium in meter cube per second, there is a formula that Q max or Q equilibrium is equals to 2.778 A divided by D. A divided by D, 2.778. Now the question is, sir, how this 2.778 has come? This is also very simple. Now this is kilometer square. Kilometer square, let me write here. So kilometer square, this is in hours, right? And this is centimeters per hour. So centimeters per hour, right? Where D is in hours. So what you will do? You will convert the units into meter cube at the numerator, and you will convert the units in seconds in the denominator. So you will be getting 2.778 as the coefficient, right? So 2.778 A by D. And dear students, this question has been asked many times in many examinations, directly or indirectly, right? So this formula is very important. Even if you don't remember the formula, just remember that Q max equals to A by D. Then convert the units, you will get the answer. Simple. Yeah. So that is how you can determine Q max. There is another method. There are two actually other methods how you can determine Q max, right? So first of all, let me rub this. Now let me rub this. I hope you are getting it, right? So what is S curve? You have understood, right? So now let me rub this first of all. So this is one method that directly by if you are given some area of that particular catchment in kilometer square, and you are also given the time interval for particular rainfall in hours, you can directly apply the formula and get the answer for Q max or Q equilibrium, right? Now suppose I have seen some questions. Now in some question in examinations, so what is happening is that A is not given, D is not given, right? So there is another method of determining Q max or Q equilibrium. Q equilibrium. What is another method? So you will be given a discharge equation with respect to T. It can be anything. T square minus 15T, T square plus something, right? Some equation will be given. Clear? Now what you have to do? You have to do it like this. That dq divided by dt, you have to put it equal to 0. Now what will happen? You will get a particular time interval from where the equilibrium discharge has started actually, right? So you will get this particular time interval. This is the concept of maxima minima, if you remember. So maxima minima concept. Maxima minima concept, if you remember. Okay? Okay? Now the thing is that if you differentiate your discharge equation with time and you put it equal to 0, so you will get a value of time, t dash. You will get some time, right? Now what we have to do is that we have to put the t dash in this equation. So q t dash, and we will be getting the maximum discharge. Maximum discharge we will be getting. Clear? So I hope that you have understood. There is one more method. There is one more method to determine the equilibrium discharge, method number C. Now you know that this is your time, this is your discharge. At t is equals to infinite. At t is equals to infinite, you have the discharge maximum, right? So what can I do is that, let us say that some function, some equation of q is given to you, then directly put it like this. So q max will be equal to limit t tending to infinite. Limit t tending to infinite. Qt. So you will get the maximum discharge. So these are the three methods by which you can determine the maximum or the equilibrium discharge. Clear? Either with this method, but most probably 90% of cases this formula is applied. But there are some questions in which you are given a profile of discharge, right? So what you have to do, either use this or use this, you will get the answer. Simple. Okay? Now the next you can say the next topic in this topic is the next thing in this topic is how to determine a T-hour duration unit hydrograph, right? Now this we have discussed about the S curve, what is S curve, how S curve is formed, right? These all things we have determined. Yeah. Now, before starting that, now let me first of all prove it. That after some time you get a constant discharge. Let me prove it, right? So let me prove it with the help of, you can say, the method of superposition itself. So let me first of all rub it, right? Let me rub it. You will understand it now, right? So let me rub it. And this is a topic, the S curve, that a lot of students, they don't know the actual concept of S curve, right? So you just understand it very thoroughly and very carefully, because questions have been asked very frequently from this topic, the S curve as well as the method of superposition, right? So let us say that, let me take another marker. Yes. Now let us say that you are given a T-hour unit hydrograph. T-hour unit hydrograph. Let us say that zero duration, let us say 0, and you have 4, not take 4, let us take a DR, right? Let us take a DRs. DRs, then you are given 2 DRs, let us say then you are given 4 DRs, then you are given only 4 DRs. You are given only 4 durations, right? And let us say you are also given discharge, Q. The discharge is also given, right? How much is discharge given in meter cube per second or whatever, meter cube per second. Let us say initial the discharge was 0. Then you had a discharge of, let us say at D, let us say you have a discharge of X, right? X, Y, Z. Yeah. Let us say then you have a discharge of Y, and let us say that you have a discharge of Z. Now what is happening? Now what is happening is that in S curve technique, we are superimposing infinite number of curves, right? So yeah. Now lagging, what we are doing in the method of superposition, we are lagging with the time of t. Clear? Now what will happen? Now lag by d. Lag by drs. So what will it be? This will be, now lag by drs. It will be 0. It will be x. It will be y. It will be z somewhere. Clear? Now again lag by drs. Again lag by drs, right? Dash, dash, it will be 0, it will be x, it will be y, it will be z somewhere here. Again lagged by drs, infinite number of, you can say, again lagged by drs, again lagged by drs, you will dash, dash, you have now dash, now you have 0, now you have x, now you have y, now you have z, and so on, it will keep on. Now, what is happening there? Now add all these, adding. That is what we were doing in the method superposition. Now we have to add all these, right? So if you add it, you will get 0. If you add this, you will get x. If you add this, you will get x plus y. If you add this, you will get x plus y plus z. X plus y plus z. If you add this, you will get x plus y plus z, and so on, right? I have got x plus y. Now you see that you are getting a constant value. If I would have repeated this experiment for n number of times, again I would have already got x plus y plus z, x plus y plus z, x plus y plus z, right? So what is this happening? Now if you draw the graph, so initially it is x, then it is x plus y, then x plus y plus z, x plus y plus z, x plus y plus z. If you draw the graph, it is like this. It is like this. That is S curve. Okay? So I hope that you have understood this. Now moving to the next, you can say next topic in this topic itself. The next part is how to determine a m-hour duration hydrograph with the help of the S curve technique. Okay? Now before you can say before first of all before again telling you that, now let me first of all ask you, do you really think it is a very easy step? If such type of questions come in GATE examinations, what will happen? It will become a very tedious task to draw this table, right? So I have a very good news for you, that I have a technique that just by one step, you can determine the S curve actually. So this was the S curve that we were getting. So this is the S curve. So this is x, this is x plus y plus z, x plus y plus z, right? Now let me tell you one technique. You don't need to do anything. Rub this, right? Rub this, right? Now what you have to do, the first step is you have to write down the discharges by lagging by drs only. You have to, for example, in question it is given that determine the unit hydrograph, S curve unit hydrograph for 4-hour duration or 2-hour duration or 12-hour duration, whatever. So you have to lag this by that much amount of hours, right? Let us say if it is 12 hours, lag by 12 hours. If it is 13 hours, lag by 13 hours, and so on. Clear? So first of all, write down by lagging it that much of hours, right? Now next thing is that what you have to do is that now this is your S curve. Directly I'm writing as S curve. No need to again write lag by lag by lag by. It will take a lot of time. So directly first of all write this discharge here. Then we had taken 0 here, right? We had taken 0 here, and 0 plus x gives you x. Clear? Now take x here. Take your value of x here. Add x plus y. You will get x plus y. Now take x plus y at this position and add z. What you will get? X plus y plus z. Clear? Now take x plus y. Now take x plus y plus z to this position and add this value. What is this value? Nothing. So it will be x plus y plus z. X plus y plus z, and so on. You have keep doing, and so on you keep doing. So this is the shortest trick to determine S curve just by one step. Again I am repeating. Oh, this is important, right? Again I am repeating. Now you are getting the same values. You are getting the same values, right? Now again I am repeating. Now let me rub this. Let me rub this. Now again I am repeating. Let me rub this also, right? So that make you understand again, because this is important. Okay, how to make S curve just by one step. No need to repeat 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. It will be very lengthy question. You will not be able to solve, because in GATE examination time frame is very short, right? So how to solve these problems? Let me again make you understand. Let me again rub this, right? So first of all, you have to lag it by T hours, whatever this question given. For example, you are given a 4 hours unit hydrograph and you need to calculate a 12-hour unit hydrograph. So what you have to do? You have to lag it by 12 hours. So whatever the in question it is given, you have to lag it by that, right? But here in this question, just to make you understand, I am lagging it by d hours. I am lagging it by d hours. Clear? Now let me use two different markers so that you understand it very easily. So first of all, what we have to do? This is the discharge. For discharge, write this discharge. This is your S curve. So S curve 0. Clear? Now take 0 and put 0 here. So if you put 0 here, it is already 0. So 0 and add these two values. 0 plus x, you will get x. Clear? Now take your x here. Take your x here. So there is x. Now x and add this. So x plus y, you will get x plus y. Now this is x plus y. So replace y with x plus y. So take x plus y here and add this discharge. That is x plus y plus z. X plus y plus z. Again take x plus y plus z to this position and add the discharge. What is the discharge here? No discharge. So x plus y plus z plus 0. That is x plus y plus z. Again x plus y plus z, and so on. That is how you determine the discharge. Clear? Okay. Now let me rub this. Now let me come to the next point. That is how to determine a MDR duration hydrograph with the help of a S-curve technique. So there are 4 steps, you can say. So the 4 steps are there. First of all, let me rub this. I hope you are getting it, right? I hope you are getting it. This is important. Now what is the next topic? Formation of, the next topic is formation of TR unit hydrograph with a DR unit hydrograph. Unit hydrograph. Let us say that, for example, you are given that you have to determine a let us say a 8-hour unit hydrograph. You have to determine 8-hour unit hydrograph. That is your T from a 4-hour unit hydrograph. 4-hour unit hydrograph. Then this is your D. This is your D. This is what you have. Let us, right? Now what we have to do is that, first of all, step 1. Step 1, right? Now step by step will be you can see going, right? So in step 1, first of all, make an S curve, right? Make an S curve. Let me write it here. Construct a S curve. construct an S curve. You can easily construct an S curve just by what I have told you right now. You can easily make an S curve, right? So let us say that this S curve is given by SA. This S curve is given by SA. Okay? Step number 2. Then I will also solve it by one example also. Step number 2. Now, step number 2 is that construct another S curve, right? Construct another S curve by delaying it with T hours, by delaying with T hours, right? So whatever time period frame is, you have to delay that S curve by that much of amount, and you have to form another S curve. Let us say that this S curve is given by SB. This S curve is given by SB. The third step number 3. So step number 3 is that you have to subtract these values, right? Find SA minus SB. Let us say that it is delta S. You have to find SA minus SB. Clear? Now, step number 4. Now, if you want to determine the ordinates of the combined S curve of a DR unit hydrograph, now ordinates of a TR unit hydrograph will be equal to SA minus SB. Now, whatever the time frame was given to you into D divided by T. This is important. D divided by T. So that is how these are the 4 steps to determine a particular S curve. I will again make you understand how to implement these 4 steps, but these are the 4 steps that is how you have to proceed, right? So if you draw these S curve, so first of all you will draw S curve, SA, this is your SA. Then again you will lag this curve by, let us say, T hours. So you will lag it by T hours. From here you will draw another S curve like this, right? You will take a difference. This difference will be equal to SA minus SB, and then you will multiply it D by T. That is how you get a particular curve. Okay? So I hope that you have understood this thing, right? Now let us solve one numerical based on the S curve technique, so that you can easily understand how to implement these steps. So let us solve one numerical based on these 4 steps. Thank you.